This inner dialogue, this constant stream of commentary and judgment, is the forge on which what reality is hammered into shape. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, understood this better than anyone. He wrote in a private journal, the Meditations, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." He did not write this as a poetic flourish. He wrote it as a statement of operational fact. Your internal monologue is not a harmless commentary. It is the very pigment that stains your perception del mundo. If you consistently tell yourself, "This is overwhelming, I am not capable, things never work out for me," you are not merely observing a reality, you are actively creating it. You are instructing your mind to seek evidence that confirms these pronouncements, and it will dutifully obey, filtering out all contradictory evidence of your strength and potential. Listen to your inner voice right now. What color is it dyeing your soul? Share one word that describes it in the comments. The modern world encourages a form of mental slavery through careless self-talk. We adopt the language of victimhood and limitation as a social script. We say, "I am so stressed, I'm exhausted, I can't catch a break." Seneca would call this a form of self-sabotage. He argued that the wise man is an actor in a divine play. He may be assigned a difficult role, poverty, illness, betrayal, but he plays it with dignity and excellence because his inner script is not "woe is me," but "this is my part to play. How can I play it virtuously?" He controls the narrative. He does not complain about the circumstances he cannot control. He focuses his language, and therefore his mind, on the choices he can. This is the essence of Stoic power. The untrained mind lets the world write its script. The Stoic mind picks up the pen and becomes the author of its own experience. What is one limiting phrase you use about yourself that you can commit to eliminating today? Type, "I am the author," to claim this power. This is not a call for empty positive thinking. A Stoic does not lie to himself and say, "Everything is perfect," when the ship is sinking. That is delusion. Instead, a Stoic uses precise, objective language to neutralize the emotional charge of a situation. Instead of, "This is a catastrophe, we're ruined," he would practice the objective representation taught by Marcus Aurelius. The project did not achieve the desired outcome. The financial projections will need to be reassessed. What is the most rational and virtuous next step? See the difference? One is the language of panic, which paralyzes. The other is the language of action, which empowers. You must become a ruthless editor of your own thoughts. Excise the drama, the exaggeration, the self-pity. Replace it with the calm, clear and action-oriented language of a Roman general surveying the battlefield. Your mind is that battlefield. Do not surrender it to the enemy of your own undisciplined thoughts. When faced with a challenge this week, how will you rephrase your internal response from an emotional reaction to an objective assessment? Let's hold each other accountability below. This internal work is the non-negotiable prerequisite. If your inner world is a whirlwind of negative, imprecise, and reactive language, any attempt to project strength and clarity outwardly will be a hollow performance. People can sense incongruence. They can feel the dissonance between the words you speak and the beliefs you truly hold. True, unshakable presence comes from alignment, when your inner monologue and your outer dialogue both spring from the same well of disciplined reason. So, before we even consider the words you say to others, you must first make a solemn vow to guard the gates of your own mind. Treat every thought as a visitor. As Epictetus advised, question it. Are you what you appear to be, or are you an impostor? If it is a thought of limitation, of fear, of complaint, do not let it in. It has no place in the citadel of an unshaken mind. Commit to this mental gatekeeping. Type "guard the gates" as your promise to yourself and to this community. The second principle, speech as the architecture of character. Once you have begun the great work of mastering your inner dialogue, you can turn your attention outward. The words you choose to speak are the bricks and mortar with which you build your reputation and character in the minds of others. This is not about crafting a false persona to impress people. It is about allowing the virtue you cultivate within to be expressed with clarity and integrity. Epictetus gave us the ultimate filter for our speech. Be silent for the most part. Or if you speak, say only what is necessary and in a few words.
And when occasion calls you to talk, talk, but not about any of the common subjects. Not about gladiators, not about horse races, not about athletes, not about food or drink. But above all, do not talk about people, either blaming or praising or comparing them. This is a radical prescription in our modern age of endless gossip, commentary, and trivial chatter. How much of your daily conversation revolves around these common subjects Epictetus warns against? Be honest with yourself and share your reflection. The Stoic understands that idle talk is not harmless. It weakens the mind. Complaining about traffic, gossiping about a colleague, endlessly dissecting a sports game. These conversations train the mind to focus on the external, the trivial, and the things outside of our control. They drain our finite mental energy, which should be reserved for what truly matters, our own choices, our own judgments, our own actions. The person who speaks with purpose, who refuses to engage in the petty currency of gossip and complaint, immediately stands apart. Their silence is more meaningful than the noise of others. And when they do choose to speak, their words carry immense weight because it is understood they are not spoken lightly. They have been deemed more valuable than silence. Can you commit to one full day of avoiding gossip and complaining entirely? Affirm your commitment by typing virtuous silence. Consider the way you formulate your sentences. Do you hedge your statements with weak qualifiers like, "I kinda think maybe," or "I'm no expert, but"? Do you apologize unnecessarily, saying sorry before asking a question or stating a need? This is the language of deference. It subconsciously signals to others that you do not value your own thoughts, that you are seeking their permission to occupy space. A Stoic speaks with what the Romans called gravitas, a sense of weight, seriousness, and dignity. This does not mean being arrogant or loud. It means speaking with a calm conviction, rooted in the belief that your perspective, having been examined by reason, is worthy of being heard. Replace "I think maybe we should" with "My reasoned judgment is that we should." Replace "Sorry to bother you but" with "Excuse me, I require a moment of your time." The change is subtle, but the shift in perceived authority is monumental. What is one weak linguistic habit you can identify in your own speech and consciously work to change? Let's build a list of powerful alternatives in the comments. Furthermore, the Stoics place the highest value on speaking the truth, which falls under the cardinal virtue of justice. This means avoiding flattery, which is a form of lying designed to manipulate. It means refraining from exaggeration, which distorts reality for effect. It means delivering difficult truths with compassion, but without equivocation. The world is saturated with half-truths, polite fictions and strategic omissions. The person who develops a reputation for speaking plain, unvarnished truth becomes a lighthouse in a fog of uncertainty. People may not always like what they hear from you, but they will always know where you stand. They will trust you. And in the long game of life, trust is a far greater currency than popularity. To speak like a Stoic is to speak in a way that aligns with reality, serves virtue, and builds an unimpeachable character, one carefully chosen word at a time. Have you ever had to speak a difficult truth? How did you approach it, and what was the outcome? Your story could help others. The third principle, the dissolution of limits through language. The words you use do not merely describe your reality, they define its boundaries. Your language erects the very walls of the prison you live in, or it provides you with the key to unlock the door. Epictetus stated it with piercing clarity. It is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things. And these judgments are almost always expressed first to ourselves and then to others through language. Pay close attention to the vocabulary of limitation that people use every day. I can't. It's impossible. I don't have time. I'm not the kind of person who. Each of these phrases is not a statement of fact, but a declaration of defeat. It is a decision disguised as an observation. When you say, I can't, you are shutting down the problem-solving faculty of your mind. You are giving it an order to stop seeking solutions. What I can't statement has been holding you back? It's time to face it. Write it down in the comments to expose it to the light. The Stoic practitioner consciously replaces the language of limitation with the language of inquiry and action.
Instead of, it's impossible, they ask, echoing Marcus Aurelius, what is the obstacle? What is the nature of this impediment? How can reason and virtue be brought to bear upon it? The obstacle does not become a wall, but a challenge, a sparring partner for their virtue. Instead of, I don't have time, they state the objective truth. I am choosing to prioritize other tasks at this moment. This small linguistic shift is revolutionary. It reclaims agency. It transforms you from a passive victim of circumstance into an active manager of your own priorities. You are no longer too busy. You are in command of your schedule. This is the mindset of an emperor, and it is accessible to you through the simple, disciplined choice of your words. Commit to this shift. For 1 week, replace every I don't have time with it's not a priority for me right now. Type I choose my priorities to seal this new habit. This principle extends to how we frame our challenges. Many people speak of their problems as if they are permanent states of being. I have anxiety. I have a bad temper. This language of identity is a trap. It fuses the problem to your sense of self, making it seem unchangeable. The Stoic approach is to use the language of process and action. Not, I have a bad temper, but I am currently working on responding to frustrating situations with more patience and reason. Not, I have anxiety, but I am practicing the skill of observing my anxious thoughts without identifying with them. This frames the challenge not as a fixed part of who you are, but as an external opponent you are training to overcome. It creates distance, it creates hope, it creates a path forward. Your words can either be chains that bind you to your current weaknesses, or they can be the very tools you use to break free. How can you rephrase a personal challenge from a fixed identity statement into a process of active training? Let's workshop these empowering reframes together. The ultimate goal of this linguistic discipline is to dissolve the perceived boundary between you and your highest potential. The words we use often reflect our hidden beliefs about what we deserve and what is possible for us. Those who believe they are destined for mediocrity use the language of mediocrity. Those who, like the Stoics, believe they possess a fragment of the divine logos within them, capable of immense reason and virtue, begin to speak differently.
They speak of challenges as opportunities, of setbacks as lessons, of their goals not as distant dreams, but as future realities under construction. Their language is not one of hope, but of quiet, determined certainty. They are not wishing for a better future. They are articulating it into existence, one reasoned, disciplined, and powerful word at a time. What is one powerful, positive affirmation you can use to describe your future self starting today? Share it, and let's inspire one another. I am becoming. The 3 pillars of virtuous communication. We have now laid the Stoic foundation. You understand that your words must first be mastered internally before they can be effective externally. You know that speech is the architecture of your character, and that your language can either confine you or set you free. Now, and only now, are you ready to learn about the structure of truly impactful communication. These are not magic words. They are pillars of psychological and philosophical truth, which, when used with virtuous intent, can transform a simple conversation into a profound connection. They are tools to help you communicate your reasoned judgments in a way that is heard, understood, and respected. Are you ready to learn the architecture of impactful speech? Affirm your readiness by typing, I am ready. The first pillar, imagine, the gateway to empathy and shared perspective. The first pillar is not a command, but an invitation. It is the word imagine. When you begin a sentence with this word, you perform a remarkable act of cognitive alchemy. You cease to be someone merely transmitting data and instead become a guide, inviting your listener to leave their own immediate reality and join you in a shared mental landscape. Seneca often employed this technique in his letters, asking Lucilius to visualize abstract concepts to make them tangible. Saying, imagine, bypasses the argumentative, critical part of the brain and speaks directly to the creative, empathetic mind. It gently disarms resistance because you are not telling someone what to think, you are inviting them to explore a possibility with you. Think of a complex idea you've recently tried to explain. How could you have used imagine to make it clearer and more engaging? Consider the difference. A manager could say, we need to improve our quarterly numbers. This is a dry, forgettable command. Or that same manager, channeling the wisdom of a Stoic leader, could say, imagine, for a moment, it's the end of the quarter. We haven't just met our goals, we've surpassed them. Feel the sense of pride and accomplishment in what we've built together. The first statement is an instruction, the second is an experience. The word imagine is a powerful tool for premeditatio malorum, the Stoic practice of negative visualization. Instead of saying, don't mess this up, you can say, imagine this project encounters a major obstacle. What would be our most rational and prepared response? You are using the power of visualization not to create fear, but to foster resilience and proactive problem solving. It is the language of the strategist, not the worrier. When have you felt most inspired by a leader? Did they use language that helped you visualize a shared goal? Share your experience below. The second pillar, you know, the bridge of shared reason. After opening the mind with imagine, the second pillar establishes an immediate and powerful connection. It is the simple phrase, you know. In a world that often feels divided and adversarial, this phrase is a radical act of unity. It presumes common ground. It conveys a deep, unspoken respect for the listener's own intelligence and experience. The Stoics believe that every human being possesses a spark of the divine logos, the universal reason. When you say, you know, you are not just speaking to one person. You are appealing to that shared, universal reason that resides in all of us. You are saying, I see the wisdom in you. I trust your judgment. We are on the same side. Consider its power. Instead of saying, let me explain why this is difficult, which creates a teacher-student hierarchy, you can say, this is a challenging path. You know how easily things can go wrong if we're not careful. This second phrase transforms a lecture into a conspiracy of two. It makes the listener an ally, a confidant. It acknowledges their life experience and makes them feel seen and understood. The phrase implicitly says, "You already possess the knowledge to understand what I'm about to say." This lowers defenses and makes the listener far more receptive to the core of your message because you have validated them first. When has someone made you feel truly heard and understood in a conversation? What did they say or do? Type "We share reason" to acknowledge this fundamental human connection. The third pillar, because, the foundation of logic and purpose. You have opened the mind with "imagine" and built a bridge with "you know." Now you must secure the structure with the third and most crucial pillar, the word "because." This is the word of the Logos itself. It is the engine of reason. The human mind is a cause and effect machine. It craves explanations. It is unsettled by arbitrary commands, but calmed by logical justifications. Providing a "because" transforms a mere opinion into a reasoned argument. It respects the listener's intellect by giving them the why behind the what. Epictetus warned us constantly not to be carried away by mere impressions. An opinion without a "because" is just an impression. An opinion followed by a "because" is the beginning of a rational judgment. A famous psychological study demonstrated this effect powerfully. Researchers found that people in a line were far more likely to let someone cut in if they gave a reason, any reason. Even the phrase, "Can I cut in line because I need to make copies," was more effective than simply asking to cut in. The word "because" signals to the brain that there is a logical structure, and the brain finds comfort in that structure. When you are leading, persuading, or teaching, never leave out the "because." Don't just say, "We must take this course of action." Say, "We must take this course of action because it is the most virtuous path, the one most aligned with our long-term principles." Don't just say, "This is important." Say, "This is important because it is the foundation upon which all our future success will be built." Think of a strong belief you hold. Can you articulate the "because" behind it in a single, clear sentence? State your commitment to reason below. The synthesis, weaving the three pillars into unshaken communication. These three pillars are not to be used as separate, disjointed tricks. Their true power is unleashed when they are woven together into a seamless flow of virtuous and compelling communication. The sequence is logical and profound. You open the mind to possibility. You establish a connection of shared understanding, and you provide a foundation of irrefutable reason. Observe the architecture. Imagine if, 1 year from now, you felt a sense of unshaken calm no matter what external events occurred. You know that feeling of being reactive and thrown off balance by things you can't control. It is possible to build an inner citadel because, as the Stoics taught, the power of our own judgment is the one thing that can never be taken from us. This is not manipulation. This is guided enlightenment. You are not forcing an idea onto someone. You are leading them down a logical and empathetic path to a conclusion that feels like their own discovery. You are appealing to their imagination, their innate wisdom, and their capacity for reason. This is how Marcus Aurelius would have governed, how Seneca would have advised, and how Epictetus would have taught. It is communication that does not seek to control others, but to empower them and you to live more rationally and virtuously. Try it yourself. Construct a sentence or two using the "imagine," "you know," and "because" framework to describe a goal you have. Share your powerful new statement in the comments. You came here seeking a way to be heard, to attract, to influence. You thought you might learn a secret, a shortcut. But the Stoic path is never a shortcut. It is a path of discipline, integrity, and profound self-awareness. The power to command attention does not come from 3 magic words. It comes from the character of the person speaking them. It comes from an individual who has mastered their inner world, who speaks with intention and virtue, and who structures their thoughts with clarity and reason. The tools we have shared, imagine, you know, and because, are merely amplifiers. They amplify the person you already are. If you are chaotic and self-serving, they will only make you a more transparent manipulator. But if you have done the hard work, the inner work, they will amplify your wisdom, your clarity, and your virtue. They will allow the strength of your character to shine through your words, and that is a force that no one can ignore. Your journey does not end with this video. It begins. Start today. Monitor your inner dialogue. Speak with intention. Eliminate the language of limitation. And when you communicate, do so with empathy, with respect for shared reason, and with a solid foundation of logic. This is the way of the Stoic. This is the path to an unshaken mind. If this philosophy has resonated with you, subscribe to Unshaken Mind. This is not just a channel, it is a modern Stoa, a place for us to practice these principles together. Comment with the single biggest insight you gained today, because sharing your wisdom solidifies your own learning and enlightens us all. Master your words, and you will begin to master your world.